folios because the Muslims do not want to talk about these folios.
And we are today.
We are going to talk about it. He has finally agreed. But folks, what is it that these Birmingham folios have shown? They are dated from 568 to 645. Muhammad was living from 570 to 632. The problem is that the Quran was first written down in 652, a good 20 years after Muhammad died. And also, as you notice, a good 70 years after the last date of these Birmingham folios. So there's a problem. Now, I know he's going to think that I'm going to say there's a problem. I'm actually going to agree with Adnan. There's not really a problem here. Because I would suggest that the dates that we're looking at are only the dates that the animal was living, not when the animal died. And that's what we now know about these datings, what we call carbon datings. We need to be careful of what we're saying. The animal lived in those 77 years. We don't know when the animal died. It could be that the animal died at 645. It could be the animal died at 568. That's not really important. What's more important is why is it we don't have anything that's earlier than that? And why is it that the material that we do date goes way beyond that? Because that's just one manuscript. That's only one manuscript that was dated by the Oxford Labs that was sitting in Birmingham, which comes from the Petapolinus manuscript that is in Paris. Folks, they're now dating other manuscripts that are much early.
No, 2 minutes.
Are we doing 2 minutes, 2 minutes?
2 minutes, yes.
Okay, who's doing the time?
You did 10 minutes.
I didn't do 10 minutes. Ali, stop lying, stop lying. Can you see? Adnan is now going to have to defend. What is this manuscript? What is it that this manuscript is? And why is it that this could be the original Quran? I give it over to you. We do need a timekeeper. Because this guy's going to say 10 minutes every time.
I'm not a liar like you.
You are a liar, Ali.
Like
you just said 10 minutes. Well, you know I didn't even do 2 minutes.
How many minutes?
Ali,
I'll still take 2
I don't
minutes.
trust him. Could you do the timing,
Listen,
please?
Guys, give him 5 minutes, give me 2 minutes. I'm not scared. Don't worry.
No, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
No problem. 5 minutes, 2 minutes.
Do you not know how to do
I'm
it?
not scared. Ladies and gentlemen,
She'll do it.
Jay just built a house of straws for himself.
Absolutely, I did.
Okay? Birmingham Quran, the reason why he wants to talk about it is because he wants to avoid more important issues. More important issues such as concept of God.
Oh, here we go again.
Is Jesus God? Did he die on the cross? Is Bible the word of God? All these questions he doesn't want to discuss. Exactly. He wants you to, don't heckle me, stop the time. Stop the time. Do not heckle me. Do not heckle
Oh, come on. Are you scared of a woman?
I know you don't like it. Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, the reason he wants to talk about one parchment which has been dated partially by a laboratory and he wants to whip you with that particular date is because he knows that will confuse you, that will bore you. Let me tell you something about it. Did you hear him say clearly that the Quran was written first time in the year 652? Did you hear him? Did you hear him?
Yes.
652. Did you hear him? Did you hear him?
Yes.
Christians, I'm asking them. They're silent. They're silent. I want answers from Christians. Did you hear him say the Quran was
652.
Okay, 652. He confirms it. Prophet Muhammad died in the year 632. And we have clear reports in our literature that state that the Quran was entirely written within his lifetime.
Exactly.
He was dictating the Quran to his companions. We have an entire list of scribes, over 30 people. Listen carefully, listen. Abu Ubaidah bin Jarrah, Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan, Ali bin Abi Talib, Ubay bin Ka'b, and the list goes on. 30 names. I can give 30 names. Scribes writing for the Prophet, only the Quran, and the Prophet, according to the historical consensus, died in the year 632. He said 652. Is he a liar or not?
Liar! He's a liar!
Is he a liar or not?
Liar!
Liar, yes? Okay, now,
You're lying and you can't
the Christian sheep listening to him today, if you still want to continue listening to him, by all means listen to him and believe him. But he is a compulsive liar. He's lying on our faces. We have dated Quran from the 1st century. You want to see?
Are you keeping the time?
You want to see? Okay, my last point. I have already shown it. This is a Quran on coin from the 1st century. Umayyad coin from the 1st century. An entire chapter of the Quran is here. My time is up.
Okay.
20 seconds.
He's a liar.
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
We're going with her clock. We're going with her clock. Give me 2 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go. 2 minutes now. Now, folks, did you notice? He gave Zayd ibn Thabit. He gave Ubay ibn Ka'b. He gave it Ibn Masud. He gave it Ibn Musa. Folks, where do we get any of these stories from? Do they come from the 7th century? No, they don't. Do they come from the 8th century? No, they don't. Do they come from the 9th century? Yes, they do. So everything he's going to tell you today is 240 years later. That's why, folks, we don't go to that material anymore. It is much too late. So what are we doing? We're going to the earliest manuscripts. The manuscripts can be dated, and we are dating them now. We're looking at the 6 major manuscripts, which he knows about. The Topkapi, which is in Istanbul. The Samarkand, which is in Tashkent. The Ma'il manuscript, which is here in London. The Huzayni manuscript in Egypt. We also have the Sana manuscript in Yemen. The Petroponus manuscript in Paris. And we have one last one, and no, that's it. That's 6 right there. Look at these 6 manuscripts and look at the dates. Look at the dates for all of them. They are not before the 8th century. Not one of them is from the 7th century. These suppositions that he's giving you are not from the 7th century. There is no complete manuscript at all. Not even up to 719. So when is the first complete manuscript? Where is it? And what is it he's talking about? He's talking about tradition that's redacted back onto someone named Zubair. That someone made Zayd ibn Thabit. It is all tradition from 240 years later. We need to get back to those manuscripts. And we need to look at the dates. The dates is what he doesn't want to talk about. We'll get into that the next time I'm up.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Excuse me. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I just went online. You will be Muslim. Wait. No, don't worry.
Are we going to start again for 2 minutes?
We don't want liars to be Muslims.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, he said reports come from the 9th century. And then he claimed that the Quran was written in 652. Where do you get these reports from?
The 9th century.
From the 9th century.
Everything is from the 9th century.
His reports come from the 9th century. My reports come from the 9th century. Why are your reports better than my reports?
I'm saying.
Why do you reject my version and accept yours? So the point is, you choose information selectively, use honesty. That's what we call bigotry.
That's what we call
and another lie. Did you hear him clearly, my Christian friends, not the Muslims, my Christian friends, that they have nothing from the 7th century? Did you hear him?
Yes.
Did you hear him? Yes. Christians are quiet again because they know the speaker is a liar. They know the speaker is a liar. Here's a list of the Quran. Wait. All you have to do. All you have to do is go online and put 1st century Quran. 1st century Quran. You will get an entire list of manuscripts, Coranic. Are you debating me? Are you debating me?
No, stop. No,
stop time.
Are you finished?
Are you debating me?
Are you finished?
Are you debating me?
Are
you debating me?
Stop having a tantrum.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Are you speaking on her?
Hudson.
Wait. If he is not good enough, then jump in his place. Hold on. Lady, my dear lady. My lady. If he's not good enough, jump in his place. Jump in his place. She can do a better job.
Hudson. Let me take this.
She can do a better job.
Let me do this, Hudson.
I'm starting now.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. To prove this man a liar, all you have to do is put 1st century or 7th century Qurans in Google. You will get a list of Quran manuscripts around the world, in Germany, in Yemen, in libraries in Ireland, in all the libraries around the world, and I can name them. I can name them all. There's an entire list here. Just put it in Google and you will see it. He's a liar. He's a liar. So what is the point of lying?
You're a liar.
Okay, it's 2 minutes up.
2 minutes up. Okay, go on.
Okay, folks, have you noticed that he says put the list in Google and you will see hundreds of Qurans. Every one of them are on Muslim websites. The Muslim websites have not dated them. They dare not date them using forensic testing. But hold on a minute. Two Muslim scholars, Dr. Tyler Tukulich, Dr. Ekmeluddin Ihsanalu, who not only have done the work, have done the forensic testing on all the earliest manuscripts. They have said very clearly there are no manuscripts from the 7th century. All of these, the Muslims claim, are from the 7th century. All of them begin to appear in the 8th century. Now there are palimpsests that go back to the 7th century. And it is these palimpsests that we're going to look at. But folks, everyone, excuse me, I'm sick today. Every one of them, every one of the 6 major manuscripts don't even begin to appear until 705. Muhammad died in 632. Here's the problem. It gets worse. We're now looking at the earliest manuscripts. We're looking at the Topkapi. We're looking also at the Samarkand and all of the 6 ones, and we're doing forensic testing on whether there are corrections on these manuscripts. Dr. Dan Brubaker did his doctoral thesis looking at every one of these manuscripts. He was hoping to find maybe 10, maybe 15 corrections, differences in these manuscripts. He found many more. He found hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds, 800 corrections on every one of these major manuscripts. So when the Muslims say that the Quran is preserved completely, that the Quran has no error, that the Quran can be traced back to its origins, because of this new research, we now are saying there is no Quran from the 7th century. There is no complete Quran at all from the early 8th century. We'll leave it there. We'll come back and show you what he found.
Time is up, lying.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I have already shown you that he's a liar, I will show again that he's an even bigger liar. Here's an article. The article, dated text, listen carefully, dated text containing the Quran from the 1st century, from the year 1 to 100, which is the 7th century, from year 1 to 100. And he said these are Muslim websites, right? Is that what he said?
Yes.
Look at the references, all the references with non-Muslim names. Nevo, Coranique.
Are they Muslims?
Okay, are they Muslims? No, one's bruh. Okay, people, yeah, one's bruh. Yes, one's bruh. Okay, all of these things confirm that we have Quran parchments from the 7th century. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a Muslim. I cannot lie. To spread my faith, I cannot lie. He like Paul said to a Jew, I become a Jew.
Yeah.
To a Gentile, I become a Gentile.
Don't become a Muslim to a Muslim.
To a liar, I become a liar. Right? But I don't have that. I don't do as Romans do. I do, when in Rome, do as Muslims do. I don't lie. I don't lie. I cannot lie. Now I want you to go, this is your homework. Everyone, don't listen to me, don't believe me. Go tonight and Google it. Google it. The reason why I say Google, because it brings up all the sources. Right? Google it and find the sources. Okay? And there are people like works written by Nikolai Sinai. Put the word Angelica Newworth. Angelica Newworth, Nikolai Sinai. These are non-Muslims who have written works on the Quran, and they will show you that the Quran manuscript is complete from the 1st century. We have over 90% of the Quran from the 1st century.
Okay, folks, let's look at those names. Koran, New Earth, Wandsboro. When were they writing? They were writing in the last century. This had not yet come out. They knew nothing about the datings of the manuscript. That's why even look at what Wandsboro says. You don't quote all of Wandsboro. Read Coranique studies and read Sectarian Milieu, written by Wandsboro in 1977 and 1978. Look and see what he says. He says there could not be a Quran in the 7th century because the material, the literary material, did not exist until the 8th and 9th century. You're not quoting them correctly. He didn't do any forensic testing on any manuscripts. It's the people who have now done the forensic testing, like Altakulich, like Iksanaloo. They only did their testing in 2007. They printed their material in 2009. Here we have it here, folks. Don't quote people from the last century. Quote those people who have had access to the manuscripts. Quote and see what the top copy has said. This is their work. Read the first 83 pages. This is the Al-Musaf al-Sharif. Read and see their conclusions. It is these Muslim scholars, the only ones that have had access to this material. We can, but we don't have time today. I want you. I don't want 83 times.
Extra time.
Read it.
Read it.
The introductory.
Go on.
The Muslim may have been copied in the 1st or 2nd century. According to the evaluation of Mujahideen, neither the Musaf nor the Musaf located in Tashkent, Al-Magdas in Hussein in Cairo, or the Muslim Turkish and Islamic works in Isfahan were the Musafs attributed to Caliph Uthman.
Keep reading.
There you go.
Keep reading.
You keep reading. You can read reading. You keep reading. He says very clearly. Keep reading.
Keep reading.
He says very clearly that none of these Musafs are from the time of Uthman.
Give it to me.
Read it.
I'll keep reading from that part.
You keep reading from that part.
You see highlighted?
Look. Yeah.
Go on, keep reading. But in your time. Let me finish. How much time do I have left?
Okay, in my time.
Okay.
In my time.
Read it.
Yes, you can.
His time is up. His time is up.
Go ahead. Go
Time
ahead.
is up.
Go ahead. Go keep reading. Keep reading.
Permission? You have-
Is my time over?
Yes, long time ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we will read. Let us
Keep
now-
reading where I left off.
Where did you leave off?
Right here. So just keep reading it.
Okay, I'll read from the top. How about that?
Okay, read from the top if you want to. You get 2 minutes.
It appears that, as in the case of the Tashkent Musaf, the top copy Musaf was neither scrutinized after being copied, nor one of the imams of reading used it.
There we go.
Reached this conclusion because even a few mistakes committed by scribes would not have remained uncorrected if they had been checked or noticed by a master Quran.
Keep reading. So read it. So these are not from the time of Uthman. You've just admitted it. See, he has read it and you have heard it.
Stop getting a panic attack.
Wait, ladies and gentlemen, I read the part which is not highlighted. He read the part which is
Did you all hear what he said?
Yes, very
These
well.
are not from the time of Uthman. Keep reading.
Okay.
Because they have scribal errors. Go on.
Start, take it
This
easy.
also shows, this is the part highlighted.
Take it easy.
This
He's got heart
also
condition.
shows that there is,
Be careful. He's got cholesterol.
this also shows that there is no possibility that the present Musaf can either be one of the Musafs attributed to Caliph Uthman.
There we go! Can you read it? It cannot be one of the Musafs from Uthman. Go on.
That his blood pressure went high. Carry on.
This Musaf does not have a discipline of spelling either.
Oh.
Why do they believe this? Now, because they have earlier copies.
Here we go.
They have earlier copies.
Keep going. It gets worse and worse.
Let him finish.
The reason why they have this conclusion is because they have earlier copies to do a comparison.
They don't have earlier copies.
Wait.
They have later copies. There is nothing earlier
Later copies.
than this except the Sana manuscript.
Later copies from Usman.
25.
Later
The
copies from
1924 manuscript is what they're looking at. They're comparing it with the 1924 manuscript, which is less than 100 years old.
When did Usman die?
When did Uthman die?
When did he die?
Uthman.
Yeah, Uthman. You know Uthman?
When
He's
he died?
confused.
When he died?
656. 656.
Okay. And we have copies from Usman.
You have no tough. Read what he's saying.
Okay,
There are no copies from Uthman.
Okay, wait. If I show you copies.
No, you're not.
No, wait.
You
wait,
cannot
wait,
show me.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
If I show you copies, carbon dated.
Read the rest what he's saying.
Wait. Carbon dated to the time of Uthman, and not one copy. I will show you 5 copies. 5 copies. I will show you the Tübingen Quran, the Birmingham Quran, the Sana Quran.
So he has finally come back to the folios. We knew he would come back to the folios.
Of course.
See, now you know why this is so important. Why he did not want to talk about it. We're going to now go to the folios.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember he said that I'm quoting people from the last century?
Yes.
You remember?
Yeah.
Did I mention Nicholas
Cohen,
Yes.
Wandsborough, Neuwirth, these are all from the last century. Quote people from this century.
Did I mention Nikolai Sinai?
Yes.
Yes? Did I mention Angelica Newell?
Yes.
When were they writing? Wait. You can have it. When were they writing?
In the last 50 years.
No.
They were writing in the late 20th century.
This is a lie. I will pull out. Wait. I'll pull out.
Go and see what they say about the Quran today. Look and see what they're saying about the Quran today. Not what they said in their earlier works.
I'm crying, listen.
Okay. Now we will see.
Adnan, read and see what they're saying today. And look at the dates that they're coming up today.
The entire paper in my phone in the document.
And what's the date on it? And where is, if you're going to use Neuwirth, where did Neuwirth did any dating on it? Show me where she did dating on it.
Documents.
Yes.
Right?
Seeing is believing.
Okay, while he's looking it up, let's continue.
All the PDFs.
There you go.
Wait. And we will see Nikolai Sinai. And we'll see when did he publish his paper. And then we will laugh at Jason.
And no, then we will ask where did he come to his conclusion for that?
Nikolai Sinai.
Go ahead.
Yes. Click the paper. Simple technology.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And then we see the date published by the Bulletin of the School of Oriental and African Studies, SOAS, and the date of publishing is 2014.
When?
2014.
Go ahead, what does he say? What does he say? Go ahead, what does he say? Let me hear what he says.
Wait. Did you say Nicholas Sinai was writing in the late 20th century?
Didn't use Sinai. I didn't quote Sinai. I said Neuwirth, I said Cohen, and I said Wandsborough.
Wait, ladies and gentlemen.
Good, let's see what tell me what he says about the date. Read what he says about the date and where he came to his conclusion.
All of the Christian,
Adnan, give us the date that Sinai gives us.
All of the Christian sheep listening to him, it is now clear, amply clear, that this man is a liar. They're gone quiet. Okay.
You haven't told us what he says.
He said, he said Nikolai Sinai.
I didn't say Nikolai Sinai.
He said Nikolai Sinai.
I didn't say Nikolai Sinai.
And I dare you to give us the full recording.
I want to know what Nikolai Sinai says. I want to see what Nikolai Sinai says. Adnan, go ahead. Tell us what he says about the date.
When, okay, it's a huge article.
Tell us what he says about the date.
Wait.
Tell us what he says about the date.
In this article, Nikolai Sinai, the article is titled, When Did the Consonantal Skeleton of the Quran Reach Closure? In this article, published in 2014 by SOAS, School of Oriental and African Studies.
And what are the dates he puts it at?
Nikolai Sinai, a scholar from Oxford University, argues that the skeleton of the Quran was established in the life of Uthman.
Can you read that? Read that he says that. Read that. No, I want to hear you say. I want to hear you read that. Show me where he says that. Go ahead, read it where he says that.
How about I email you the whole... No. Why you love?
Okay, here we go. Listen,
we give you 1 hour.
I will give you till next week. Email that to me. By next week, we can continue this.
No, wait.
Because I understand. Listen, I understand it's hard to find it. It'll be hard to find it today. That's true.
No.
But first of all, do you stand by that he says that it was completed by the time of Uthman?
It was closed
at the time of Uthman. That Sinai can prove that using dating evidence. Or is he just using tradition?
Has written two
send that to me. We will come back next week and see whether he's telling the truth.
Bye.
Here we go. I will show you that he is not telling the truth.
You're a liar.
Have a good time, liar. Will you ask Jesus to help me?
Now, hold on a minute. Have you noticed today? I have not said that Adnan has lied. Have you noticed that? But he has said that I have lied all the way through. Have you noticed that his only argument is that I have lied? Let's see if he has lied now. We're going to test him next week. We're going to look and see what this article says. We'll come back next week. Shake hands on it. We'll come back next week You send that to me, and I will prove that he has lied.
Can I finish?
We are very careful not to lie.
Can I finish?
Because everything I have said today, I can back up. I can source. And that's the beauty of this argument. Now can you understand why he has to say I lie all the time? Because all they want to believe is that I have lied. But folks, can you see why they have to say that? You will. Hold on, I'm not finished yet. You will see why they have to say that. Because if I have not lied, then everything they believe is false. This is hugely important. This is hugely important for Muslims. Because everything they're dependent on is whether the dates go back to Uthman. That's why he has to say I lie. Thank God I don't have to lie. Thank God I don't have to lie. Because we don't have this Bible with the Bible. Thank God we don't have it. Go ahead.
I will read now. First of all, his rant has now ended. Now let me make a point.
He's having a tantrum.
He has not read Nikolai Sinai. He has not.
No, I haven't. You're right. So send it to me.
So you are not.
So send it to me.
So you are not aware of the most recent scholarship.
So hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Wait. Is that
I am aware of the most recent scholars. Because I am aware of what Dan Brubaker has found, which you have not answered today. You have refused to answer Dan Brubaker's corrections. So I have, and that's from last year as well.
Unbelievable. It is absolutely amazing to meet a gentleman like this who lies thinking people are fools.
Don't you know he's a liar?
Here we go again.
His job is to make up lies.
This man is standing here making claims on the Quran when he is not even aware of the scholarship.
Show us and prove that Sinai has dated these to the time of Uthman. And where did he date them? Go ahead, read it.
Nikolai Sinai.
We're not crying, yeah?
The Bulletin of School of Oriental and African.
Go ahead, where has he said
The
it?
year 2014, and he states, there are nevertheless good reasons to believe.
And what are those good reasons?
That the arrangement for that good reason.
Down,
this is his conclusion.
Calm down.
This is his conclusion. For reasons, go and read the article.
We're going to read it. We're going to come back next week, and we're going to destroy this article.
We'll go run to America, I know you.
There are good reasons. There are good reasons to believe that the arrangement of verses in most surahs does go back to the life of Prophet Muhammad. Nikolai Sinai.
It says
Jay, what happened?
Okay.
Jay, what's your answer?
Can I have that article?
What's your answer?
Can I have that article?
I'll send it to you.
Will send it to me. We're going to read what he really says. We're going to show you what he really says. And we're going to show you that he only is going back to what the traditional account is. So that's why we will destroy again next week. But we have already destroyed it this week. Let's review what we have said. What have we noticed today? Why is it they cannot come up with a complete manuscript for the Quran by the time of Uthman? Where is there any complete manuscript? They do not have a manuscript. Show me a manuscript that's complete from the time of Uthman. Give me one manuscript that you can name right now that's complete and unchanged.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Which manuscript?
first he started the manuscripts, and I showed you evidence where you can find dated manuscripts.
In Muslim,
Then he,
all day based on the traditions.
Then he moved to scholarship, and I mentioned names and he lied on them. And then he said Nikolai Sinai couldn't be saying that. I read from Nikolai Sinai. He said, and Nikolai Sinai is not a Muslim.
What did he say? There are good reasons, is all he came up with. What are those reasons?
That's how.
Why is it that the reasons he came up with? Can you tell me right now? You read the article. What were the reasons that he came up with?
This is how academics talk.
What are the reasons he came up with?
When they give conclusions, they talk like this. There are strong, good reasons to believe that the Quran.
But you don't know what they are.
In their current form.
But you don't know what they are.
Wait.
Suddenly you're now. You're absolutely.
Maybe you will know what. When you let me.
Can you tell me what those reasons are?
When are we going to do
If you read the article, why did he come to that conclusion?
Ladies and gentlemen,
When are we doing janaza?
How did I know about this article? Because I've read it.
So what are the conclusions?
He was,
How did he come to those
I just read the
conclusions?
conclusion. I just
How did he come to those conclusions?
Jay,
So for
you
that-
got crucified.
Wait. He wants me to read 100,000 words.
No, I want you to tell me. I want you to
Shall I read
summarize
the-
it.
shall I read
You're
the-
so sure
I
that
will-
he is correct.
I will read the whole-
Tell me, in your own words,
I will-
what was his reason?
Okay, I
and
will-
we're going to film this,
Okay.
and we're going to come back
Okay.
next week and see if you're correct.
Film it.
Film it and see what were the reasons
I am-
that he came to this
I am
conclusion.
now going to read the entire article.
No, you're not going to read the entire
No, no.
article. I
Reasons-
want you in your own words.
Reasons he wants.
Tell me in your own words, how did he come to this conclusion?
Okay, ladies and
Why you
gentlemen,
gone quiet?
he examined
Why you gone quiet?
all the early manuscripts. Nikolai Sinai examined all the early manuscripts, having examined all the early dated and
The
non-dated.
Samarkand,
Wait,
the Topkapi,
okay.
the Musaf, all of these
done.
manuscripts.
I'm done.
And you're saying, but I want you to say this on camera.
Ladies and
He
gentlemen,
did all
thank
the
you.
earliest manuscripts.
I've made my points clear.
Yes,
thank you very much.
You're running away, Adnan. You're running away. Why is he running away? You're running away, Adnan. Don't run away. Stay up here. Why don't you come on up? Why don't you come on up?